Soldiers of Shoot.
Soldiers of Shoot, welcome everybody back. I am Hollywood Edwards. With me tonight is General Stames, and we are fresh off Raw. It is 11:16 p.m. on a Monday night East Coast time. And boy, oh boy, do we have a lot to destroy WWE with. Oh my goodness. Was this the worst show that I could possibly imagine coming off of a pay-per-view? And I'm just going to give a little precursor here to this show. If you're an NXT fan, by the end of this, you're going to hate me. Let me bring in General Stames. General Stames, coming off the heels of Raw and the Elimination Chamber, how are you feeling as a wrestling fan tonight?
3 hours last week, 3 hours last night, and 3 hours tonight. I will never get that time back.
It's gone. You'll never get it back. Never. It's gone.
I don't know. I don't know if I could say tonight was worse than last week or last week was worse than tonight. I'm not really sure.
Oh, I'm sure. I can answer that.
Last week was pretty bad, but tonight, and we were, dude, I don't know, how do they get us all the time? You go on and you're on the dirt sheets and you're reading, hey, a new field tonight. We're thinking outside the box.
Outside the box.
It's Abyss's first night in the back. Well, welcome in, buddy. Why don't you sit right down next to Dewey? Go get me a cup of coffee and shut your mouth, because we're about to speak here and tell you everything you need to know about this show. Bro, let's kick it off here with Triple H.
Yes, Triple H. H-E.
Comes out with the nose and all of it.
The nose was there. Yeah. Jeez.
DX is going into the hall. Of course, he puts that over because that has something to do with him. But then he's about to pour gasoline on the fire.
Oh, when he said that, I was pumped.
That is WrestleMania 35 season.
Woo-hoo. Feel the burn.
And, bro, then he goes through the NXT guys. He's bringing them in, and he shows them on the screen. Bro, what about that crowd reaction? They were pumped. I mean, they must have been thinking, thank God we bought these tickets tonight.
All right, here goes. Here's the start, NXT fans. Listen up. Turn your volume up and listen.
Hit the music.
Hit the music. Shout out Daddy Cool AC, my man. Oh, what's his... Nah, it doesn't matter. AC.
It's not Daddy Cool. See, now you blew the whole thing.
Yeah, I just blew the whole spot. Whatever. He's AC. Listen, they show, and listen, my personal, it's not a thing with the workers. I love me some Ricochet as much as the next guy.
I love Ricochet.
Okay?
I loved Ricochet before any of you listening loved Ricochet.
We were the first two guys to ever love Ricochet. It's true.
It's true.
Look it up. True. It's on Wikipedia somewhere. No, I'm serious. Look it up. They show the still pictures of those NXTers that will be on the show tonight. Ricochet, Gargano, Tommaso Ciampa, and Aleister Black. And zero pop for any of them. This is what we've been talking about, you and me specifically. The Electric City Saint and AC, you hear them talk, they're big NXT fans. It's a division amongst the soldiers. For me, this is the proof positive. You have a feeder system set up, and you can pretend it's a third brand all you want to, AC. You could pretend it's a third brand, Electric City Saint. But when they are feeding talent to the main roster, they are considered a feeder system. Now, here's where it gets tricky. The main roster show is very different. Those two guys are right. It's very different from the NXT show. It's a different product, I would say. They like the NXT product. Well, my point is if you are going to run a different product and feed the team that has a different product, what is the point? And the proof positive of that is the fans in the crowd did not know who NXT guys were. It has been like that. It is continuing to do that, and it will be that in the future because Raw's audience and NXT's audience are not the same. The product is not the same. This is the problem. So go ahead and watch your NXT and mark out because then you will watch Raw and go, why isn't anybody cheering for these guys? It's because they don't watch it. It's plain and simple. I don't watch NXT. I don't care what Aleister Black does in NXT. I said it on this channel before. And this is the proof positive. You bring these guys in. And what did they do? We'll get there. We're going to get there because my NXT hate is going to come out in a few minutes. I'll pass it back to you, General Stames. Continue.
So then we get, and it's good that they're going to think outside the box. So what's great about that is we're guaranteed, at least we're not going to see anything that we just saw last night.
Oh, nothing. No, right.
So the first match is Braun Strowman versus some guy in dress slacks and a dress shirt. I don't know why he's in dress slacks and a dress shirt.
Well, he's the GM, right?
No, he used to be the GM, which made sense that he would be in dress slacks.
Well, no, wait a minute. Wait, though. See, I think you're forgetting something because when he was so dominant in NXT, he kind of like had this entrance like Aleister Black. Like I would say he almost looked like Aleister Black minus all the tattoos.
Yeah, he did.
But then is that the same guy? Okay, wait a minute. So they developed his character in NXT and then he got to the main roster. They made him shave his head and put on dress clothes. Am I following this so far?
Yeah.
Okay, so the third brand, in air quotes, I'm doing the air quotes, the third brand guy came onto the main roster and they changed his gimmick. Is that correct?
That's correct.
Okay, continue.
So we're going to see a tables match between Braun Strowman and Baron Corbin. And, dude, the electricity.
Oh.
That crowd was killed on the very first match. There was nothing. The crowd was sitting on their hands this entire match, bro.
Yes.
And why wouldn't they? We just saw this match last night. Now, okay, the trio, air quotes going on, the trio. Didn't show up to save Baron Corbin tonight. Now, I don't know why. To myself, I was thinking at the time, well, obviously the reason they're not showing up is because they're SmackDown guys, so they're not here. They're waiting till tomorrow for SmackDown. But I was wrong because both Drew McIntyre and Bobby Lashley wrestled tonight, so they were there.
Well, they're Raw guys.
Oh, are they Raw guys?
Yes, Drew and Bobby are Raw guys.
I can't keep it straight anymore, bro.
Well, I don't know why you would be confused because they have separate brands. Oh, wait a minute. Wait. Charlotte and Ben. Oh, I see why you're confused. Okay, continue. It's okay.
Anyway.
this whole company is a cluster F. It's true. It's just a complete cluster. Oh my God. Nothing makes sense, bro. Nothing makes sense.
Last night, it was a no disqualification match, which is why I guess Lashley and Drew were able to come in. But tonight was a tables match, and guess what? There's no disqualifications in a tables match either.
Right.
So they could have come down and done the same thing.
Sure.
But they didn't.
They did not.
So Braun gets over tonight to, thank God, save 50-50 booking.
Mission accomplished. 50-50 booking is intact.
Braun walks up the ramp and he chokes Paul Heyman a little bit. Heyman comes down. He's the advocate, blah, 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 blah.
You know, what is this, by the way, since you just said that? What is this new thing they're doing with segment 1 bleeds into segment 2 and then segment 3? And they all bleed into each other. Whose idea is this? Because it's dumb.
Dude, I can't believe that Vince McMahon is still sitting in the gorilla position and this shit is going on. I gotta believe that somebody's back there holding him up. He died. It's a Weekend at Bernie's.
Right.
Someone's holding Vince up there and faking it through. I can't believe that Vince McMahon is orchestrating this shit.
It's unbelievable. You know, they did that segment bleed again, and Paul Heyman is standing there coughing, and he's about to talk, and he goes, no, wait, and he backs up, and then they went to commercial. Did he just cough for 15 minutes?
Yeah, well, obviously, yeah. There was no reset there, so we don't know for sure if he coughed for 15 minutes, but I guess that's what we should assume.
Oh, my God. Anyway, what does Heyman say? Let's try and get through this like as quickly as possible.
Heyman does the video about Brock. You know, he grew up on the farm. He was the high school champ and all of that.
Oh, right. The history of Brock.
What this is because Brock's not going to be on Raw until Mania or the week before or whatever, because they don't want to pay him to come in every week. And because Seth Rollins is hurt and he can't wrestle, this is how we're going to promote the match, okay?
Mm-hmm.
So that was that promotion. Now, you got Finn Balor coming out as the Intercontinental Champion, and bro, he loves it because he remembers watching Razor Ramon and Shawn Michaels and Ric Flair.
Mm-hmm.
And now he's proud to continue the legacy as the Intercontinental Champion.
Mm-hmm.
Then Leo Rush comes down, and you don't deserve it. And Lashley sneak attacks Finn Balor. And oh my God, the run-in is, here he comes, Ricochet. Bro, crickets.
Zero pop.
Dude, but what do they expect?
Because they think
in a horrible situation. Nobody knows who he is.
They think they know who he, because they don't understand their own problems in their own company. It is not the same crowd. It's not the same viewership, dude. I know who he is from the Indies and Lucha and Ring of Honor in Japan. I don't know him from, I know who he is. He's down there in NXT. I don't watch him. But I guarantee you, at least 80% of the people in that building didn't know who he was. And that goes for Japan and ROH and Lucha Underground or NXT. Because if they were watching NXT, they would have popped for him. But they didn't pop, which means they don't watch NXT. This is not rocket science.
And you want the proof of that? If you're out there and you're saying, no, bro, you're full of shit. They knew who he was. Really? If they knew who he was, listen to the announcers. They're telling you who he is.
Exactly.
They're telling the TV viewer, this is Ricochet.
And they should.
Prepare to be amazed because he is great and all of this. Dude, they know that we don't know who he is. Now, I know who he is. I knew he was going to be on the show tonight. I didn't know he was going to do that particular run-in. But it fell flat on its face, and they have no one to blame for that but themselves.
So who got the win in this?
Ricochet.
Okay, so the NXT guy got the win. Okay, I'm just going to, mark that down. Okay.
Yeah. On a 6:30, by the way.
Now, can we take Bobby Lashley serious now? Can we take him? Can we take that act seriously? He just lost to a guy that nobody knows. Oh, come on, bro. He's Ricochet. I know that, but they don't. The 30,000 people in attendance didn't know. So to them, they're going to look at that and go, what the F did I just watch? Some little skinny jobber that flippity-floppity-flewed and beat Lashley and Leo Rush. That's what they're thinking. That's why it was crickets.
Next, they're in the back, and H is back talking to Natalya, and Drew McIntyre comes in. A cute little segment here. Drew wants Rollins because he wants to be in the main event in WrestleMania, and Dino comes in, and he's not busy, and he slaps Drew in the face, and do you still want Rollins? Change the match, make it Drew. Boom, end of segment. Move on to the Lucha House Party versus Zack Ryder and Kurt Hawkins. Who cares?
Filler match, obviously. Had no point, had no rhyme or reason. It was filler. Continue. This is a night after a pay-per-view.
Now, this was an interesting segment.
And bro, at this point, what time? It's after 9 at this point, right? Isn't it like 9:15?
Yeah, in fact, we text each other in this. The 9 o'clock hour was actually in the Lashley Ricochet match, right? Didn't that happen during the match?
Yep.
Okay, now next segment, and bro, you love this. Charlie Caruso brings Heavy Machinery out onto the stage.
This is fuck. I'm telling you, I don't even know what to do with this shit anymore.
Tucker and Otis come out. They say a little bit. Lacey comes out. She walks down the ramp. She walks back just like she did last night. Now, I thought last night they did what they did because they said they didn't have a lot of time. They didn't have the time for her to go in and cut a promo. I had read that they just wanted the fans to remember who she was because they want to give her a big push. But they did the same thing tonight, so that doesn't make any sense to me. And then the Heavy Machinery guys, they walk down the ramp too with their little strut, and then they come back.
Their bushwhacker strut, by the way.
Yeah, and then they come back up with the full bushwhacker arms swinging and all of that. I mean, bro, what the hell was this?
I don't know. You know, this is like the third or fourth time I've seen Heavy Machinery. And I know, guys, I know. They were great in NXT. Well, so was the goddamn Ascension. Where are they? Where are they? It doesn't matter what they did in NXT. They're a team called Heavy Machinery. One guy talks and you can't understand what the hell he's saying. And then the other guy talks and translates it. And then they do the bushwhackers. And then that's the end of the segment. What the hell was that? So now you're giving me that, which was a 3 to 5 minute waste of time, right after a match with the Lucha House Party, and Ryder and Hawkins, which was a 13-minute waste of time. What are we doing here? Isn't WrestleMania in like 6 weeks? Like, what are we doing?
7 weeks, bro. They have lots of time. Back from the break. Chad Gable and Bobby Roode approach Ciampa and Gargano. And thank you, Roode, and thank you, Gable, for stating the obvious. What are you two NXT midgets doing here, wrestling the tag team champions of the world when we haven't even had our rematch yet?
Mm-hmm.
Bro, it's a great question. And, you know, during that match, they show Roode and Gable are back on a monitor watching what's going on, right? By the way, 2 points for fantasy wrestling if you had Roode or
right,
Gable.
Of course, yeah, you always want them. If they speak, it's even more. But no, maybe we should bring that story for now. All right, yeah, we'll get there later. But before that happened, the revival. I digress. Anyway, I digress. The revival comes out before the segment ended, and they're like, "Oh, hey, and Gargano goes, "Yeah, we had some great matches down there in NXT. Yeah, we get it, pal. Great mic work. This is Johnny wrestling in quotes. Yeah, we sure did have some good matches down there in NXT. Oh, I got to explain to the people that don't know who I am where I came from, and they have to understand that was our developmental territory, and there's a history there. Good for you, pal. Good for you. We'll see where Johnny Gargano is in 6 months. Everybody remember that. Write it down. 6 months.
He'll be on 205.
If that.
If that.
You don't think Vince jotted that down? Gargano sucks on mic. Continue. Sorry, I'm having fun tonight. It was a great Raw. Think outside the box. So,
bro, DIY.
Yes.
Defeats.
The legends of NXT.
Defeats.
Dude, you know, when I hear DIY, it automatically makes me think of Tully and Arn. It's like the same thing. It's like the Indies. Like they were so great in the NWA, you know, and the Southern Territories. Like when I hear DIY, it almost rivals the Horsemen tag team in my head.
Well, DIY wins the match. They beat the World Tag Team Champions in what I would call an NXT botch fest.
All right. Oh, what are you talking about? Okay, Ciampa, the god from Ring of Honor that nobody gave a crap about. Tommaso Ciampa. First off, they did that spot there where one of the Revival were supposed to flip over the rope, but Ciampa was standing too inward in the ring. That was a botch. The second botch was the one Revival guy, and it happened like, I don't know, 30 seconds later. I guess Ciampa was supposed to grab his feet and, flip him. The guy took the bump. You can see it clearly. He took the bump. Nobody ever reached for his feet until he was midair. And then you see Ciampa reaching for his feet. It was the worst thing that I've seen. Dude, this stuff, that's Nikki Bella stuff, bro. Yeah, and you're trying to sell me on the NXT champion, Tommaso Ciampa? Come on. Come on, NXT fans. Be real here. Go back and watch the match, and you don't tell me that was a botch fest. Please. Enough with this NXT bullshit.
So now we go into the back, and Charlie Caruso is backstage with Finn Balor and Ricochet. And Finn says, last night was my night, but tonight it is this man's night. Ricochet. And here's what's great. Is that Charlie Caruso, if you listen, actually said to Finn Balor, tell me about you and this guy. She didn't know his name, bro.
Yeah, she said this guy because she forgot what she was told 5 minutes earlier because she has no idea who the hell he is. Go watch it. Go watch it back. I noticed it too.
Yeah. So then Ricochet gives a horrible promo, bro. What was that?
That was nerves, and he was thrown off by that, I think.
Oh, my
Dude,
goodness.
he paused, and you could see his hand shaking.
Yeah, it was bad.
Again, you don't think Vince McMahon is paying attention to this great NXT that my son-in-law created? That was another jot down, I'm sure. Ricochet sucks in promos.
I'm gonna defend Puma here, okay?
Go right ahead, because he couldn't... You know what, dude? You know why he couldn't talk in Lucha Underground? Like, he literally did not talk. He wore a mask. You know why?
Right.
That's why.
You're probably right. But then the other part of it is they're told to give a quote unquote speech. They're told the words to say, and then they have to try to remember that shit. So if you're bad at a promo to start with, and then you go out there and you're nervous and you're trying to remember the words you're supposed to say, it's going to be a disaster every time.
Yep.
Again, they set the guy up to fail.
Exactly.
So that's twice tonight they set that guy up to fail.
Yet, at this point in the night, NXT is 2-0.
Correct.
Where do we go from here? And by the way, I do enjoy watching Ricochet. I'm a big fan of that guy. I just think now, there's no doubt he's in the wrong place at the wrong time.
Then we see Ronda Rousey backstage warming up. And by the way, I'm going to say this right now, but I'm going to say it again later. I love Ronda Rousey.
Ditto.
She is fantastic. She is the best woman wrestler in the WWE. Period. And that's by a long shot.
Ooh.
And then we come back from the break, and
You're going to get some heat for that one, bro.
Whatever.
I could feel the flames coming already.
Dude, when I see her in the ring wrestling, it looks real to me.
Mm-hmm. Because it is real.
Dude, no woman in the woman's revolution, or is it evolution? I don't know what the hell.
Well, it was a revolution, and then it became an evolution.
Okay. No other woman.
Now it's just evil, but go ahead.
No other woman in that division is more real than Ronda Rousey. When I watch her, every time I watch her, I think I'm watching a real fight.
You know what the problem is there, too? And it's so funny because people that have been watching wrestling commenting on wrestling, have been for years, have been podcasting, have been YouTubing, all of it. They think she's green, bro. She's green as goose shit. Yeah, you know what it is? You're not used to seeing real Impact moves. The problem is there is no setup. You know why? Because she doesn't need one. She grabs Ruby Riot's arm and flings her over her back, and Ruby better be ready to take the bump. That's what you're seeing there. It's very Brock Lesnar-esque. If you're not ready to take the bump, you better be ready to take the bump.
It's green to those fans because what they're used to seeing as wrestling is that thing that we saw at the beginning of the Finn Balor Ricochet Lashley Leo Rush match between Ricochet and Leo Rush, that choreographed
yes
bullshit that they were doing there.
Right.
And look, again, I love Ricochet, but that little bit that they did there, that's what those people that you're talking about are thinking about in their minds when they say Ronda Rousey is green. It's not real. Nobody dances like that when they're fighting each other for real. You grab a hold of their arm, you swing them to the ground, and you jump on top of them just like Ronda Rousey does.
That is her role on the roster, people. That's what she's supposed to do.
And we'll get to her. We'll get to her.
Oh, we're not even on her
yet? But first we're at the movies. $20 gets you a large popcorn and a soda. Oh. No change, bro.
He was very upset about the no change.
Now, I will say this. I don't know where they're going with this. I don't know if he's going to come back and be like this out-of-shape guy that can't wrestle. I will enjoy that if they do that.
Oh, that would be funny. If they made a comic thing out of him. Yeah, but no, they're not doing that. I know what they're doing, but go ahead.
What do you think they're doing?
They're making him the ultimate babyface. He bowls with his buddies. He takes his son to the movies. Who does that? Does a heel do that, or does a babyface do that? Or does a shade of gray character do that? A babyface does that. Be prepared to hate Kevin Owens, WWE Universe, because when he comes back, he's going to be smiley, happy Kevin Owens. I'm telling you, it's not going to work.
Yeah, but he wasn't smiling about the change, bro. I'm not sure about that. He really wanted the change.
Well, I don't think he was going to put his kid through the wall there, you know. So whatever, dude, whatever. If you want Kevin Owens to be like this goofy baby face, then so be it, because you're going to get it.
So now we go to the ring, and out comes the first ever WWE Women's Tag Team Champions, Sasha Banks and Bayley, in one of the most uncomfortable tag team partner talks I've ever seen in my life.
This is
again, you could tell Bayley was trying to, she stops at one point and realizes she said the wrong word and she starts over again. Mm-hmm. But dude, whatever this was that they did this, and Nia Jax comes out and calls it a love fest. Dude, that's what it was. It was horrendous. I don't know who wrote it. I don't know. Is that who these people are? Is that their characters?
No,
I mean,
no.
It was terrible, bro.
No, dude, she's the boss. And she's up there with they shouldn't even be together to begin with. They shouldn't even be a team. It makes no sense again. And you're sending them out there not with bullet points. Dude, she was trying to remember what the hell she was supposed to say.
Yeah.
I mean, come on. And we just ignore this stuff. Typical WWE fans will ignore this stuff. Oh, we love Bayley, though. Well, that's great. You could love Bayley all you want, but kill the person that wrote that promo for her. Because I think she's probably good enough to be able to take a stick out there in the middle of the ring and cut a promo from her own heart. And that's the thing that kills me, dude. Ricochet, same thing. Those two, this is ours. This is the dream. It's all the same. They look different. They look different, but they're the same damn character. It's all about dreams. Dreams. That's all their baby faces talk about. Seth Rollins 2 weeks ago. Dreams. Yeah. It was my dream. Yep. This is why the show sucks. They're all the same. And it's dumb, man. You send them out there with a full script and they can't remember what the hell they're supposed to say. Meanwhile, she probably went out there, she went in back, and Vince probably gave her heat. I'm sorry, was that okay, Vince? No.
Well, dude, they're passing it back and forth to each other. And there's like these weird pauses, these hesitations. There was no flow to it. What is it, bro? Why is it that now, I don't know what it is. In 2019, you either have to have a dream or a beard.
That's true.
What's the deal in the WWE?
That's true. And dude,
holy shit, man.
From the perspective of the people backstage, Vince McMahon, how can he see that and keep the scripting going? Because I guarantee you, dude, my God, if I could run into Vince at, Burger King down the block, hey, it's Vince McMahon, I don't think I would mark out. I think I would say, dude, can I ask you one question? And if he said, sure, pal, go ahead, I'd say, when are you going to figure this out? That if you send them out with a microphone and they fall flat on their face, it's still going to be better than them stumbling over scripted words that you're writing. I would love to know an answer for that.
And I'd love to say to him, bro, I guarantee you it will never be worse than what you let Jimmy Superfly Snuka do.
Brother, you know what you did. You know what you did, brother. You remember that with Morocco? You know what you did. I know what you did. What happened? We still don't know what Morocco did that time.
All these people know what you did, bro.
What the hell is he talking about?
And then he goes, and when a man does to a man what you did to me, brother.
We still don't know. We still don't know.
When a man does to me what you did to me, when a man does to a man what you did to me, brother, you know what I do, brother? I go home and kill my girlfriend, brother.
Whoa. Pump the brakes.
Okay, speaking of that, Nia Jackson, Tamina,
my
come
God.
out, okay? And, bro, I don't know, they tried to get into the ring. What was that? I mean, dude, whatever. All right.
Yeah, that's another, just go. Continue.
Dean Ambrose versus Drew McIntyre. Bro, obviously, this whole Dean Ambrose, there's something up here. This is a work. I mean,
Yeah.
He's on every week.
Yeah, he's turning heel, and yeah.
This is a work. Obviously he signed a 5-year deal. He's got his status is back up with the company. Are you freaking kidding me? How long did that match last, bro?
Oh God, 3 minutes maybe. And dude, you know what's hysterical? And they better be careful. Vince better be careful because, dude, the way he was wrestling, it reminded me of the not that he was overselling, but it reminded me of Shawn and Hulk. You remember that match where he was really overselling because Hulk pissed him off?
That was bad.
That's what he's starting to remind me of, though. Did you see how he was running around? Like, I think Drew might have been like, what are you doing? Because he came at him like twice. He just like, Drew's over in the corner. Ambrose launches himself at him in the corner, and then he like does this circle and does it again, and then he does the circle again, and Drew just stuck his foot up and he fell down. I was like, what the hell is he doing? If he's going to do that shit on purpose every week, they better watch him, dude.
Bro, by the way, I forgot to say, and by the way, you're 3 minutes. I think you're like doubling the time of the match. I don't know.
I could be.
Right before that match, they did the Hall of Fame induction of DX. Dude, it was the first time I saw the crowd stand up and start to cheer. They're cheering for people who wrestled, what, dude? Are we talking 15 years ago?
Yes.
20 years ago? What is it? Seriously. What is going on here with the show?
Oh, this was bad. This was really bad. If I sound like a maniac right now, it's because this is the point Vince McMahon has driven me to in 1 month.
So now Charlie Caruso is backstage with Seth Rollins. And one thing Paul Heyman is not is a liar. Dude, there is no one in the wrestling business that would agree with that, number one. Everybody would say Paul Heyman is a liar.
True.
But Rollins isn't walking into Mania with a death wish. He's accepting his fate. And he is going to win it all. And then who's standing there with Dean Ambrose, bro?
And this was the best.
He's trying to straighten out his neck. And Rollins says, "Can I help you?" And Dean Ambrose asks, "Yeah, where were you just now out there?" Dude.
And the look in Ambrose's eyes was great.
Rollins asks him, "Have you completely lost your mind?" And Dean just looks at him like he's crazy. Again, Dean Ambrose is doing some of his best work right now.
This is what happens when
it is because he has that weight off his shoulders. He knows I'm leaving.
The handcuffs are off. This is what they should have been doing. This is what they should be doing with all their characters. But instead, we have Bayley fumbling over thoughts in her head. This is the problem. Take the cuffs off, everybody. See what happens.
And dude, let me talk a little bit about Bayley and Sasha Banks, because there was a match last night at the pay-per-view that lasted an hour. That was a bore fest. And that was the WWE Women's Tag Team Championship Elimination Chamber match. You actually thought the show started at 8 o'clock.
I missed it. I turn it on at 7:45, and there's Bayley and Sasha standing there, and I texted you, "Oh, I guess I missed it."
Bro, count yourself as blessed that you missed that.
Oh, okay, I will.
That was horrible. Absolutely horrible. That was bad, bro.
What was bad about it? Like, it couldn't be that bad, could it?
No, it was. It really was. It was bad, dude. Dude, again, none of it looks real. It looks so phony and fake and scripted. I mean, they just... Dude, I don't know, man. Is it because this whole new generation is so young that's in there right now? There were a lot, a lot of these women's wrestlers are very young. They're not there a long time. To me, there were a lot of missed moves, a lot of botches. I mean, just didn't look great. Didn't come off great, in my opinion. I didn't think it came off very good.
I think the problem there is they went crazy and just signed a bunch of girls in a short amount of time. And I think that's why you can see a glaring difference if that top tier is, Charlotte, Becky, Asuka, Sasha, and Bayley, like that group. They're always going to be that upper echelon, because then they went, "Oh my God, the fans love women's wrestling. We got to go boom, 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 boom." And they signed a bunch of indie wrestlers, and now they're on TV, and maybe they shouldn't be.
Well, I think what hurt them is that they committed themselves to that 30-woman Royal Rumble match. So they had to come up with all these people to be in this 30-woman Royal Rumble match. Now they have all these women. Mm-hmm. It's not working, bro.
And who knows? Maybe that was a lot. That was probably a lot of first-time women wrestling that did a 30-man anything. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and then they, now they have this Elimination Chamber match, and that's the same thing. There's 8, 10 women in the ring at the same time. Mm-hmm. It's a mess. It's an absolute mess. You didn't miss anything. And if you disagree with that, the comments are down there. Say your piece.
Yeah, put it in there. Right. Just type what you want to say and then press enter.
Cut a promo. It's okay.
AC cuts promos on shows all the time. You can do it too in the comment section. It's all good.
Then we get Elias. He's out there with the guitar. He says what he says about the swamp people out there, and he gets interrupted by Aleister Black. Bro, this is funny because I look at Aleister Black in the ring with Elias, and I send you a text. I thought this guy was bigger than this.
And I said it's because he's wrestling guys that are way littler than him. That's why he looks huge in NXT.
It's funny because we sent texts that crossed.
I saw it. Yep. I saw yours come in then as soon as I hit it.
Your text said, "No, he looks 7 feet tall to you because he's wrestling against all guys in NXT that are 5'9". And my text that is going to you says, "But then again, I guess I'm used to seeing him next to Johnny Gargano, Ciampa, and Ricochet."
Yes.
Ay.
And again, dude, it should be said, If that's your thing, if you love the NXT, that's fine. But to me, now they're coming up and making appearances on the main roster, and they look exposed on the mic. We took you 2 different examples there of Gargano, Ciampa, and Ricochet. It was bad. There are 3 examples. It was bad on the mic. Ciampa was botching. Gargano pretty much had a clean match, and Ricochet was awesome. But how does that look when you're following up Drew McIntyre? It looks weak. It just is what it is.
So, bro, what is Aleister Black? Is he CM Punk 2.0? Is that what?
No, dude, and this is so pathetic. You know, everybody thinks he's so cool. He's a modern day Satanist. That's his gimmick. In Triple H's notepad, he has modern day Satanist written down. That's what it is. We're not equal, the song. We're not equal. It's Satanism. Left Hand Black, it's Satanism. Black Mass, it's Satanism. Aleister Crowley, it's Satanism. So good luck with that. Try and get that over. Vince will love that. Again, be prepared. This is the problem with NXT. That shit is cool in a building that seats 500 people on a college campus, led by a guy named Triple H. It's not cool when you try and put that in a ring with John Cena. It doesn't work. Their freaking feeder system doesn't work. Enjoy it, though. Enjoy it while you can. Because Aleister, I guarantee you, he gets lightened up. If he makes the main roster, he will not be as dark. They changed Baron Corbin for that specific reason. What do you think Vince is going to do looking at Aleister Black?
Yeah, and Baron Corbin was nothing compared to this guy.
No, not even close. It's too dark. It's too dark for Vince's company.
I can't wait to see what happens there.
You know where that guy would be great? WCW, Kevin Sullivan's group. That's a Kevin Sullivan character. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's that dark, real, holy crap, this guy's actually scary in real life kind of thing, you know? His finishing move is the freaking Black Mass. Yeah, Vince is going to love that.
Mm-hmm. It's going to all go away. It's going to all go away.
You don't think Linda McMahon, if she happens to see that, Vince, I know he's our son-in-law, but the Black Mass, really? Come on. But again, kids might think it's cool. You know, I think it's cool. You know, it's different. It's a package. He's covered in tattoos. It's believable. It's probably an extension of who he is, but it will change.
All right, kid, you're a Satanist, huh? Okay, here, I got an idea. We're going to put you in red pajamas. We're going to give you a pitchfork. And you're going to go out there and you're going to be the devil. What do you think?
Braun, you're going to be Santa Claus. Christmas street fight, you and Black. It's going to be Satan versus Santa. You see, there's only one word difference there. We can switch it around, and it's going to be great. Christmas street fight on Christmas Chicago street fight on Merry Christmas. Ha. Ha ha.
Bro.
Dude, I'm telling you, this is but this is the problem though with the fans. They don't forward think. They accept NXT for what it is. And if you want to live in the moment, like the Electric City Saint and AC, because you hate WWE's main programming that much, I understand.
I can't blame you for that.
Yeah, can't blame you. But the problem is, I just can't bring myself to watch it because I know it's going to change. It's all going to change.
So, bro, when he does the little thing where he sits in the middle of the ring.
Now that was CM Punk.
Does that get your ire up a little bit? Because you know what that is.
That's CM Punk. Yeah.
That's a straight out rip off right there, man.
Now I do think some of that is kind of like, I think they're going for like horror movie type stuff there too. Like when he does that flip and it goes right into a sit. Mm-hmm. Like I picture like almost like Bray Wyatt. He does that backwards upside down crawl thing. Like it reminds me of Exorcist kind of stuff. Like, you know what I mean? Like I think that's what they're going for there. But yeah, it does come off as CM Punk and dude,
I haven't seen this a lot, but I think Bray Wyatt is way more interesting.
Maybe that would be a good tag team.
We'll see.
But yeah, it doesn't matter. It's going to change. It's too real. It's too dark, I think, for Vince. But we'll see.
And then we go to the main event.
We spent way too much time on Aleister Black. Jeez, continue.
No. I think it's okay because in the future, there's probably going to be zero time spent on Aleister Black because
that's true. Yeah,
they'll change that gimmick. That I'm telling you, that gimmick is going to go away.
it is. So that's 4-0, right? All the NXT guys won.
Yeah. Great news. Flagship show on the USA Network. We brought up all of our minor league players, and they beat all of your great talent.
Now, what would you say to the person that would say it's not a minor league, it's a third brand? What would you say to that?
Bro, it's not. It's not. You ask Vince McMahon what it is. It's a feeder system. That's what it is. Those guys are there to learn. They're learning. They're developing their character. Why? I have no idea.
Is this a fair comparison? Let's say there's two guys in Pennsylvania that fall in love with an AHL hockey team.
Okay.
And then after they win a couple championships, the two guys in PA realize that we're rooting for a feeder. We're rooting for a feeder team. Maybe we should pay attention to the actual team. Is that a fair comparison? And oh, by the way, they're running two completely different offenses and two completely different defenses, and the goalie coaches are completely different. That's what's happening in NXT compared to WWE.
Yeah, and too, when you think about it, that example is even true in that the feeder team won championships. So that's why we like that. Where the big team, they didn't win championships till last year.
Right. We were once NXT fans. NXT hockey.
In a way,
right?
yeah.
Right.
Yep.
But lo and behold, it didn't really matter, did it?
No. And now we move on to the best women's wrestler in the WWE, Ronda
Ruby
Rousey.
Riot. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
And she puts on the show again, and she's fantastic, and I love her, and she makes it look real, and it's fun, and I wish every women's match could be like this, but they won't be. Because no one else has this talent. Because no one else has the knowledge of the real fight world like this girl does.
Yes, true.
She knows what it's like to actually fight a person. And that's the way she acts in the ring. No, she's green. No, she's real.
Yes.
There's a difference.
Yep. You wouldn't call Brock Lesnar green, would you? What does he do? 3 moves?
He's real.
He's real. He doesn't have to act like Ricochet. He's a beast. Now, dude, listen. Here's the question, though.
Go ahead.
We've been talking recently about Tony Khan, AEW, wins and losses mattering. We were called out by someone on YouTube saying, we will say AEW's the greatest thing because wins and losses are going to matter. Here's a question, wrestling fans and fellow YouTubers. When you see Ronda Rousey beat Ruby Riott in 30 seconds on a pay-per-view, and then you come back less than 24 hours later and you see the same match, which is a rematch, don't you have to question why Ruby Riott is in that match again? Because she lost. Does that not mean wins and losses do not matter in the WWE, or am I missing something? Anybody wants to put it down in the comments, feel free. Anybody wants to cut a promo on me on YouTube, feel free. You're wrong. I'm right. I will save you the time. This is the perfect example of what we are talking about. She lost, and 24 hours later, she gets another championship rematch. You explain to me why.
And bro, just to let's go a little bit deeper into this idea of wins and losses mattering. Last night, Bobby Lashley lost his Intercontinental Championship match because of Lio Rush. Now, he was mad for 30 seconds when he picked up Lio Rush and slammed him down. But somehow he was able to go to the back, shake it off, and in the next match, I think, come out and help Baron Corbin beat up Braun Strowman. Bro, if you just lost, do you think the Macho Man Randy Savage would have come out to help Tugboat in a match after he just lost his Intercontinental Championship. There's no way in hell.
No, what Macho would have done as soon as the match was over, he would have destroyed Ricky Steamboat and put him through the barrier and walked away. Because he would have been mad.
And he might have kicked Elizabeth's ass, too.
Yeah, maybe. Maybe.
But, bro, Bobby Lashley, he's able to shake it off and come in the ring and help Baron Corbin get the win and then stand there with Corbin and Drew McIntyre, hands raised, making fun of Braun Strowman. He just lost his Intercontinental Championship.
Well, he's a part of the new 3-man band, so.
Right. That's right. The Trio.
The Trio. Wait, they'll be the 3-man band in 6 months with Gargano. Look, they'll be fighting Gargano. They'll be ragdolling Gargano as the 3-man band. Wait for it.
And bro, and then in a little bit of poetic justice here at the end of Raw, the show ends and it's like you don't even know it's over. Like, we're texting each other back and forth. Michael Cole doesn't even sign off.
Nope, he didn't sign off. Usually, am I wrong? Doesn't he say something like, "We'll see you later from Louisiana"?
Yeah, something.
Yeah, there was nothing.
Let me know the show's over.
Well, they'll know.
Don't get me wrong. There was no overrun. I get it, and I thank you for that, WWE.
Yes, thank you very much.
God, Becky didn't come down again like she did last night, dude. And that's another thing. It pisses me off. That match between Rousey and Becky was dropped in their lap.
Mm-hmm.
They didn't have to do a thing, but just promote it.
I know. They could have worked the rest of the card for the next 2 months and just let it alone, but they didn't.
They have done everything you could possibly do wrong. They have done wrong with this match. Me now, I don't even want to see it. Is Becky going to probably still get in this match? Yeah, it's going to be a 3-way match. I'm not interested, bro, because it's ruined. If they put her in that match, it makes the WWE look bad. Again, there's no reality in it because after what she did last night with those crutches and beating up those 2 women, nowhere in the world, in any company, in any sports league, nowhere would she ever be able to participate in that championship match. That's number 1. Mm-hmm. Number 2, I had a conversation with my brother today, bro. You know what he said to me?
What did he say?
He said they can't put Becky in that match because Vince said, "I'm the man, not you." And if Vince puts Becky in that match, if he reinstates her, Vince isn't the man anymore.
Well, they put themselves in a corner. So under what circumstance would Vince McMahon backtrack on him suspending her? He's in a corner now. So what does he have to do? Like, what does she physically have to do to him to change his mind? Like, torture him, waterboarding, gun to the head, Chinese torture with the shit under the fingernails? Like, because that's what it's going to take.
Kidnap the grandchildren.
Kidnap, like beat up Stephanie, hold her hostage. I don't know. Like, what are we going to... Because it has to be that severe now because Triple H in the beginning promo of Raw tonight said if she shows up, she's going to be arrested and we will press charges. So how are we going to back our way out of that? And why did you have to back yourself in that corner anyway? Like you said, they were gifted it. It was there, all set up.
Dude, let me ask you something. What happened to this show? What happened to this company? There was a time where they could put on a good show. Is it, and I know there's Russo haters out there. Was Vince Russo, was he the only reason it was good in the Attitude Era? Was Pat Patterson the only reason it was good back in the 80s?
Yeah,
what has happened?
I once said Vince McMahon the genius of Vince McMahon is that he is willing to surround himself with geniuses. When he doesn't have a genius next to him, you get a pile of shit, which is what we saw last night. And that's the problem.
And
Go back
tonight.
to the early 90s, and then Russo, and okay, good. And then they drop off, he leaves, and then you're in the early 2000s. It was still okay, and then it got a little wonky in the mid to late 2000s. And it's been like that ever since. Now, it's like a bomb went off. You can't follow the shit. I mean,
Dude,
what are we doing?
They're down to 2 million fans during WrestleMania season.
Well, let's talk about that. My prediction, and I actually tweeted this from the Soldiers of Shoot a couple hours ago, 1.9 million incoming. I think this is the show where they get at least one of the hours. It's probably going to be the third hour. That it's going to be 1.9. And I don't know if it ever dropped that to that in an hourly. So last week they went hour 1, 2.6 million, hour 2, 2.4 million, hour 3. No, I think it was 2.4, 2.0. So the only place you got to go is down. And the reason that they pulled up all the NXT people is because I think they think that the NXT is going to help boost their numbers, but they're not thinking about it logically. They're not thinking about it logically, dude. I don't think the internet people are going to tune into the 3-hour show just because they said Johnny Gargano's on. What those kids are probably thinking is, I'll hit the YouTube when it comes out on YouTube in, I don't know, an hour and a half, which is going to do nothing for their TV rating.
It's a shame, bro.
I mean, as a matter of fact, dude, let me ask you this. If your brother watched tonight, well, he probably fell asleep.
God.
We both know that. But I mean, if he stayed awake, if he saw they teased 4 guys from NXT and the Ronda Ruby Riott match, obviously he's going to look at that and go, well, Ronda's not going to lose. She didn't lose last night. They're not going to pull the belt off her now. They would have did it last night. So all he has looking forward to is 4 NXT matches. I guarantee you he went click.
Yep.
Goodbye.
Yep. Yep. He didn't make it past the first hour. No way.
I can't wait to hear after you get the
No
report
way.
from him. But here's the other thing. If you made it this long, we appreciate it. After all that being said for the past hour of totally destroying WWE for putting on one of the worst Raws that I have ever seen, and that is a big statement, we have to give them props for something on the Elimination Chamber. And that is the Kofi Kingston match with Daniel Bryan. I thought for sure Vince would have cooled down Kofi immediately because he didn't want another Becky situation. He did not. He let him last to go toe-to-toe as one of the final 2 participants. But my question is, and again, it was amazing. It was great work by Kofi, great work by Daniel Bryan too. It was a great match after they were the last 2 left. But here's my question. The end, Daniel Bryan left, Xavier Woods and Big E came out, and they had that last shot of the New Day sitting on the steps. Kofi was in the middle. Is that them saying, all right, Kof, thanks, you did a good job over this past week. Now it's time you go back to the New Day, and everything is fine?
Yep. Absolutely.
Okay, then my second part question is, are the fans going to accept that? Or will we have another Becky Lynch situation starting tomorrow at 8 o'clock?
Well, we'll see. I hope so. I hope that I would hope that the crowd would get behind Kofi Kingston and demand the push. We'll see. But also tomorrow, I guess they're going to determine who the new number 1 contender is. That was advertised tonight. Now, rumors are that it's going to be Samoa Joe and AJ Styles. And bro, that I hope that's not true because again, does losing matter? Samoa Joe was the first one out of the match last night. Why would he be getting a title shot?
Right. Both competitors lost in the match. Kofi was the last one. So you would think by logic, if you're going to do that, Kofi should be in the match, but he won't be.
Kofi pinned Orton, who pinned AJ Styles.
Now, dude, let me throw this out at you, and then we'll get out of here because, I mean...
I got one more thing.
Oh, okay.
I got to say, too.
Okay. Let me throw this out at you. You just said about Becky Lynch and Ronda, it was gifted to them, and they had to screw with it. Okay? Mm-hmm. Kofi last week, Kofi last night. if the crowd keeps, if you hear Kofi chants tomorrow during random matches, I think they are being, yet again, given a gift that happened organically. And here's my take. Mustafa Ali released a promo on Twitter during WWE Elimination Chamber, and it was pretty cool. It kind of, he wasn't in character, like, I won't say he has an actual character, but it was him standing there, and he was outside, and he had his hoodie on, and it was just the guy talking. To me, dude, you are gifted something here. If the crowd keeps chanting Kofi, you got to bring this kid in, and maybe you give Kofi the title shot at Mania. You bring this kid in to take Kofi out because it was his spot. Kofi's only there because of injury. Listen, the Von Erich and Freebird feud that lasted for years started with less. You know, Michael Hayes got bumped, and it kicked off a feud that lasted for years. Do you know what they could do if Mustafa Ali came out and screwed Kofi out of a title match at WrestleMania? Dude, you are talking Mustafa Ali, Kofi Kingston forever.
Yeah, that's nuclear heat.
Yes.
Absolute nuclear heat if they would do it.
Is there any way? Is there any way that they would do it? Look, it doesn't affect the title. It doesn't affect your main plan. It's just an accidental, cool gift that you were given in a feud that people would be interested in.
Dude, you know, it's crazy, but, you know, I don't know. What does Vince see Mustafa Ali as? Is he a face?
I'm pretty sure he's a babyface, yeah.
See, I hate to say it, but, you know, would Vince do that? Would he change that plan? Wait a minute. You don't want me to change this kid's whole plan for the unicorn guy?
I think I would say to him, dude, you're given a gift. It's just Mustafa Ali. Just turn him heel. What do you care? You had no plan for this kid anyway.
My God, dude, if they put him in that match at WrestleMania and he was right on the brink of winning the title and that crowd was hyped and that guy comes in and screws him, oh my goodness.
Dude, he would get nuclear instant heat and it would last for a long time.
Hell yeah.
Oh, I would love it. Dude, I know it's Vince probably look at that and go, nope. But my God, would that be awesome to see.
Bro, speaking of nuclear heat, you know who has nuclear heat with me right now? The WWE.
Oh, really? I couldn't tell.
There was a World Tag Team Championship match last night. The Miz and Shane defended their titles against the Uso brothers. And, bro, I'm very bothered about something. Jey Uso is the legal man in the ring. The Miz takes him outside, puts him on the table. Shane jumps off, hits him on the table. Shane and Jey are still laying outside. The Miz gets in the ring, and somehow Jimmy Uso comes in and ends up winning the World Tag Team titles. Bro, he's not the legal man.
Nope.
I'm looking everywhere for somebody who's talking about this. No one is talking about it. In fact, Michael Cole actually during the replay makes the comment, Jimmy is the legal man. No, he wasn't. That was Michael Cole trying to cover for their botch, correct?
Correct. And I'm telling you, when you said that last night, I thought, I'm not even going to look at it. Because you said you went back and looked at it. I just took your word for it. I was like, whatever. And then today, I didn't see anybody, not a tweet, not a show, not anything referencing this. And then I went back and watched it. And I even tweeted to you, the funny thing was, they did the coast-to-coast spot, and then action resumed. Jay rolled out of the ring or whatever, you know, and then that's when they set up the table spot for Shane. When they were going through the coast-to-coast replay, Michael Cole reminded you that Jay was the legal man. And then after the replay ended, tag to Miz. Miz is the legal man. He was saying it, and to me, it was like he was saying it on purpose. But then, so as I'm watching it the second time, I'm thinking, this has to be storyline. But then I heard him say exactly what you said. Jimmy was the legal man, which he knows he's wrong, because 5 minutes later he said Jay was the legal man and there was no tag. So to me, that was a cover for a botch. I don't know who botched. I don't know if Shane hit the wrong Uso or if they switched corners. But
Bro,
something happened.
All I know is it matters.
It should matter.
And if you're out there and you're saying, well, who cares? It's professional wrestling. No, dude, this is what's wrong with this business when things like this. This is what's wrong with the WWE.
Yes.
None of this shit matters to them.
This is and more importantly, the fans.
Yes, they believe their fans are that stupid. And you know what? Maybe they are, because I'm not hearing anybody say anything about it. As soon as that match ended last night, I'm tweeting you and Q and going, wait a minute, he's not the legal man. How is this match over?
See, and this is
nothing.
Mm-hmm. And that's the problem, bro. How many times over the past 4 weeks have we seen mistakes that nobody cares about? It was Asuka and the tap out and the Becky in the Royal Rumble and the this and then that. The whole botch fest they did. It's the tag with Jimmy and Jey Uso. It's a mistake. Are we supposed to just ignore this like everybody else? Oh, it's only professional. Oh, it's only WWE. No, how many times are you going to tell yourself that before you start turning off? Maybe this is why they keep getting record low ratings every week.
Yeah.
There were so many mistakes, dude. We pointed them out over the past 3 weeks on the channel here. I'm just off the top of my head, those are the big ones, but I know there were more. It's inexcusable.
Dude, I don't know how you do it. You come on here every Monday night, and because I can't do it. I'm here this week because I feel like I gotta take it for the team tonight,
Right,
but
right.
I almost feel like we have to take turns at this, because we can't hold one person responsible to watch this much shit all the time.
Well, I have a feeling in a few weeks it might only be me flying solo here after Raw. Because we already lost the Electric City Saint. Who knows where he is? Q was like, no, I'm busy, banging chicks or whatever. I'm like, okay, I guess I'll go on with General Stames, and thankfully you stayed awake.
Actually, I asked you, are you going to be banging chicks? And he's like, no, but I'm still not going to talk about Monday Night Raw. Ay. And I can't blame him, bro.
I know.
It's just, it's very hard. It's very hard to get through that show. It's very, very hard to get through that show. I'd like to know how many people actually watch that show from beginning to end every week. It can't be very many.
No.
It just can't be.
Well, apparently it's 2 million
Maybe their
people,
TV's on. But I would like to know how many people honestly are sitting their ass watching everything from the start to the finish. I bet it's not half of what they advertise.
I got to think, dude, a lot of it has to be adults like ourselves that have kids that may be into wrestling. Because if you talk to Q, they don't typically watch TV.
Right.
You know what I mean? So, like people his age, they don't typically watch it. They'll catch it on YouTube or whatever tomorrow. Or actually, no, all their segments are probably out right now on YouTube. So that's probably where they're watching it.
Last night in the pay-per-view, I mean, I don't know what happened to him. We're doing this texting back and forth, and he disappears, and then all of a sudden at 2:30, I'm getting text about the pay-per-view. I don't know if he fell asleep and then woke up and saw the replay of the pay-per-view and forgot that he's, how would you forget that though? I guess maybe your mind would just, what did they say that when you have those bad things happen to your mind represses shit? Maybe that's what happened too.
Q was repressing.
His mind repressed the first time he watched it, and then he was watching the replay, and it was probably like, what do those guys in the military get when they have the flashbacks and shit like that?
Yeah, he probably had a flashback. Yeah, poor kid.
Ay.
Poor kid's down there fighting a fight, and this is what happens.
Dude, what is this company honestly? And if you're one of the AEW naysayers and haters out there, ask yourself this honestly. This company knows that this is coming. They know that they have some people that are dissatisfied and are going to be leaving. They know that AEW is ramping up. They know that AEW sold out a pay-per-view in Las Vegas in 4 minutes. They know it's going to be a competition. Bro, what are they going to do to turn this around? Because tonight we heard everything before the show. We heard all the phrases.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to be a different feeling. It's going to be outside of the box. Bro, what did we see tonight?
You know, the big
feeling outside of the box.
The big question to me is, like I said at one point, we were texting each other with Q, and I said this feels like a house show. Because just because we saw 4 matches with 3 matches with 4 NXT guys, it doesn't necessarily mean that they're going to be on the show next week. They never said, like, they're joining the roster. Like, EC3 just came up, and he's, like, nowhere to be found on the show. So what was the point tonight? To get these guys over because they're going to be on Raw for the near future? Like, starting now, that's it? They're Raw? I mean, you had 2 title holders there from NXT. So obviously, what was the point of tonight's show? It was like a filler house show that meant nothing.
And dude, with the exception of Ricochet, who, because he did the run-in, he didn't have his name on the screen when he came down the ramp.
Right.
All the other guys, where their name was there, you know what it said next to their name? NXT.
That's
when
true.
Aleister
Yes.
Black,
Yep.
It said NXT.
Yep. So that was a showcase for NXT. We're going to take, that was the outside of the box thinking, not to fix Raw, not to improve Raw, but to showcase NXT. That was the out of the box thinking to fix the Raw rating? What is going on?
And dude, if it was something that, a different feel to the show, if I take that different feel and investigate the crowd tonight to get an idea of what that feel was, it was boredom.
Oh, absolutely.
They sat on their hands for most of the night. Their biggest pop was at DX going into the Hall of Fame. Think about that.
And dude, I'll tell you what, it's so weird. Like, and this attests to the point we're making about NXT. And just really quick, like when you hear that Aleister Black entrance and it goes out and it's that like boom, boom. It's very similar to Finn Balor, right? Mm-hmm. But usually every time I heard it, because it's on a video from NXT or whatever I've seen, match of his on NXT, you hear that and you hear, and there was nothing. And then the music hit. And he comes out. There's nothing. And the music stops when he's in the ring. And it's dead silent, bro.
Yep.
I'm not exaggerating. Dead silent. It was so weird.
The same thing for Ciampa and Gargano. They walked into the ring, they stopped the music, and the crowd was silent. So you were able to, grandize your feeder league.
Yeah.
But at what expense? You take down your tag team champions.
Yes, unbelievable.
You take down Bobby Lashley, probably the only guy in your entire company that could legitimately get in the ring with Brock Lesnar, that it would be believable. Maybe Drew McIntyre too, that could actually beat Brock Lesnar. He loses to the first NXT, the NXT guy's first match. Now I know Lio Rush took the pin. Mm-hmm. But, bro, that segment right before that where Ricochet comes off the wall and does the dive and all that, dude, it made Lashley look bad.
Mm-hmm. And, dude, not to mention all the time that you invested over the past year in Elias.
And the guy's a monster. Why aren't you doing more with him?
Like, they got to think he's bulletproof at this point. But after tonight, dude, I can't take him seriously anymore. I mean, how stupid. And I know, it's a very Markish thing to say. It's a fake fight, and he put a guy over from NXT. But the point is, yes, it's a fake fight, and you had him put over a guy from NXT. So, I mean, how am I supposed to watch that and take that seriously when he's fighting for a title next week or whatever?
And dude, if that guy goes back to NXT, it makes it even worse.
Man, they put a lot of time into him too, dude. And this is what he was just in the ring with Jeff Jarrett. And now you're jobbing him out to an NXT guy that, oh, by the way, the crowd didn't know. Oh, Aleister Black, though, he's great in NXT. I don't care. I do not care. You had him in the ring with Jeff Jarrett. Guys, come on. Come on. If you disagree, put it down in the comments. Tell me I'm wrong and tell me why. Because, dude, this is a problem with this NXT. We just did a show about the Royal Rumble last month. Is NXT ruining the WWE? Yes. I think we got our answer tonight.
Jeff Jarrett's an old guy that sucks. Aleister Black is way better than Jeff Jarrett.
Yeah, you may be right about that, but guess what? When they put you in a ring with a legend, that means you're going over. You're getting a rub from a legend. And they flushed it down the toilet for some guy named Aleister Black, who's not going to be Aleister Black when he hits the main roster. He might be Aleister.
Yeah. And the music is going to go away.
And the entrance theme and the name of the moves are going to change. I guarantee it.
Mm-hmm.
Stupid, bro. Stupid. What else you got? Anything?
No, I gotta save some of my energy for what, like tomorrow night. What are we gonna do after SmackDown?
Wait, bro. This could get worse.
Bro, I'm on suicide watch right now. Oh man. So there you go. There you have it. Your Raw review.
Anything else?
I got nothing. That's it for me.
All right. For General Stames, I'm the Hollywood Edwards. You're listening to Soldiers of Shoot. Again, honestly, we said some big statements tonight. If you agree with them, like the video. If you disagree, put it down in the comments, and we will have a friendly back and forth. And we'll see, where we land. Maybe we could change each other's minds. Hey, if you think I'm missing the boat on NXT and I'm stupid for thinking that, it did damage to some guys on Raw tonight, like, I don't know, the tag team champions, put it down in the comments and explain it to me. Explain how I'm wrong. I would love to hear it. Follow us on Twitter at Soldiers of Shoot. Subscribe to the channel, like the videos, share the videos with your friends, and keep helping us grow. We'd appreciate it. You'll have more content coming this week, just like this show. So hit the bell. Stay notified. Mission accomplished.